Have you ever had the feeling that something inside you doesn't belong in this world? As if there was a hidden mission, a silent call that insists on waking you up in the middle of the night? Edgar Cayce, known as the Sleeping Prophet, revealed messages that had been hidden for decades. Among his most enigmatic visions, one prophecy stands out. 3 signs were sent by God with a divine mission, raising the world's consciousness. It's no coincidence. It's no coincidence. It's destiny. These signs didn't just come to live, but to transform, heal, protect. They are old souls, marked by deep pain and an unusual sensitivity. Cayce said that these souls carry spiritual codes, celestial frequencies, and that their presence activates invisible but real changes. Have you ever felt like your pain has a purpose? That your dreams carry messages? That certain numbers, words, or encounters are repeated because something bigger is trying to guide you? If you're hearing this now, it might not be by chance. What if your sign is among the 3 chosen? What if your life, with all its ups and downs, is just preparation for the true mission you didn't even know you were carrying? But before I reveal who these signs are and why they were chosen by higher forces, I need you to truly connect with this. Comment below if you've ever felt like you were guided by something invisible. Write your sign. Let's see if you are among those called. Because from now on, the revelations begin, and they won't just impact you. They will change the way you understand who you really are. Commenting below is not just a way to participate, it's a way to activate this energy. When you write your sign, when you share a spiritual experience you have already had, you strengthen the collective vibration of that space. You begin to realize that you are not alone on this journey. Other people, just like you, feel, dream, sense, and are here for a greater reason, and that matters. Leave your comment now. Tell me if you've ever felt goosebumps for no reason, if you've had dreams that seemed more real than life itself, or if you've been in situations where something invisible protected you at the last moment. Write, "I feel called," or "I am guided." These words are more than phrases. They are spiritual keys that open invisible doors. They seal their presence among the awakened. And if this content has already touched something inside you, be sure to like this video. The like you leave helps this message reach more people who, like you, may be waiting for a sign to wake up. Maybe you are the sign they need. Sign up now, not only to follow the next videos, which will go even deeper into these spiritual revelations, but to be part of a community that doesn't see the world with the same eyes. Here, each video is a new layer of truth, and in the coming reveals, we'll delve deeper into the mission of each of these signs, because there's a reason your soul is listening to this, and it will be revealed. Have you ever felt like you were born different, like you carried a silent mission, something that no one else understands? Maybe today you will discover why. From an early age, some people carry a feeling of displacement that they cannot explain. As the world revolves at the rhythm of the ordinary, they realize that they see beyond. They feel intensely. They sense things before something happens. They have dreams so vivid that they seem like memories from other lives. Some even try to ignore it, to go on with life like everyone else, but they can't. There is a constant restlessness, as if an inner voice is saying, "You are not here by chance." And that's exactly what we're talking about now. Edgar Cayce, one of the greatest names in modern spiritual prophecy, left on record that there are souls that did not incarnate in this era by accident. They came with a calling, and that call is becoming louder, more urgent, clearer. These souls are often tested, judged as too sensitive, strange, exaggerated. But in truth, what they carry is rare, pure, precious. Cayce stated that in times of global change, God sends spiritual emissaries disguised as ordinary people. They are born with specific signs which function as spiritual codes within the birth chart. They are signs marked by God, programmed to awaken humanity's consciousness when everything seems lost. They are not exempt from pain. On the contrary, pain is one of the most frequent languages in their lives. But this pain is not punishment, it is preparation. Because only those who dive deep can guide others to the light. And many of you listening to this will recognize something within you being activated at this very moment. Some will deny it, others will try to rationalize, but those who have already had experiences that defy logic, accurate intuitions, by chance, encounters that changed everything, inner voices that warned you of what was coming, these will understand what is being revealed. And if you are among them, This message will touch in a place you have never been able to explain in words. It will stir your spiritual memory. It will remind you of something you already knew, but had forgotten. Cayce said that these 3 signs were programmed not just with human characteristics, but with spiritual frequencies that resonate with more subtle planes. They pick up signals, notice hidden patterns, sense when something is wrong even when everyone around them is still distracted. This is why these people often feel lonely. No one around understands the depth of your feelings, nor the weight of your perceptions. But this loneliness is also part of the process. It is in solitude that the call becomes more audible. It's when everything is silent on the outside that the soul begins to speak on the inside. And there is a very specific reason why we are talking about this now. We are going through a global transition, a phase in which the veil between the worlds is thinner. People are waking up en masse. But this awakening needs guides, anchors, beings who are already vibrating at a higher frequency. And that's where these 3 signs come in. They are not better or more important. They are just older, spiritually speaking. Their souls were forged in deep and painful experiences, precisely so that they could sustain the energy necessary at this moment in humanity. Edgar Cayce said that, during these periods, heaven sends signals through its earthly instruments, and many of these instruments have a name, face, and sign. Maybe you are one of them. If you feel that the world is different, that time is speeding up, that things are happening too fast, that something invisible is pushing you to change. No, this is part of the process. The energies of the world are moving, and when that happens, the calls begin to awaken. It can come through dreams, visions, numerical repetitions, encounters with people who tell you exactly what you needed to hear. Don't underestimate these signs. Don't ignore this restlessness inside you. Don't try to fit in where your soul already knows it doesn't belong. Little by little, you will realize that everything that hurt, everything that pushed you away, everything that you didn't understand, now starts to make sense, because that's what prepared you. Nothing was in vain. Nothing. Even losses made you more sensitive. Disappointments taught you to see beyond words. The silences showed you to listen with your soul. You have been spiritually trained without even realizing it. And now, the summoning has begun. The call to those who came with a collective, silent, but powerful mission to raise the consciousness of the earth. And if you're here until now, that already says a lot about you. Not just anyone connects with this type of content. You need to be on a specific frequency to absorb this type of message. The very fact that you are hearing this revelation means that there is something within you that recognizes this truth, even if you don't fully understand it. Your soul is reacting. It's vibrating. You're remembering. And so, now I want you to look inside. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, do I feel this calling? If so, then you already know that you are not here by chance. And if you want to confirm this connection, comment now below. Write your sign. Write what you feel when you hear these words. And if you feel it in your heart, also leave a phrase that works as a spiritual seal. It could be, I feel the call, or my soul is awakening. You choose, but write. Because this isn't just a commentary, it's a spiritual record. It is your vibration being recognized among thousands. It's you telling the universe, I'm ready. So now, with your energy already connected, with your heart perhaps racing and your intuition pulsing stronger than usual, it's time to go deeper. Don't be in a hurry. What is about to be revealed is not entertainment, it is activation. You are not just watching a video, you are participating in a deep spiritual process. Here, every word was chosen to provoke your awakening. Every pause, every silence between sentences, carries a vibration that speaks straight to your soul. This is no coincidence. This moment is happening for a reason, and you have somehow been brought here because something inside you is ready to remember. Edgar Cayce was clear when he said that certain individuals born under specific signs carry a rare type of spiritual mission. It's not about fame, power, or material status. It is about something much higher, a silent mission to elevate collective consciousness, to hold the light when everything seems dark, to protect the invisible spiritual path so that others can also awaken. These ignos are anchors between heaven and earth. They are not here to fit in, but to redraw the vibrational map of the world. And maybe you've already noticed this in small signs. That constant feeling that you feel more than other people, that you perceive intentions before they are revealed, that you carry pains that aren't even yours, but that somehow you welcome as if they were. Maybe you are the type of person who has always known too much, even without having formally learned it. You are guided by dreams, impulses, chills, coincidences that defy any rational explanation. How many times have you tried to adapt, to be normal, but life pulled you back to the inexplicable? Now you know why. Because certain signs are not here to live on the surface. They are deep in nature. They carry within themselves secrets that even they themselves do not fully understand. But little by little they are being revealed. They are old souls, spirits who have already walked through many planes, who have already felt the weight of other eras, and they have now returned to fulfill a role that is much bigger than it seems. These three chosen signs don't just share one characteristic or personality. They share a type of spiritual contract. They are called by the ancients threshold guards, those who stand between two worlds, between what is dying and what is being born. Therefore, their lives are often marked by transitions, losses, new beginnings, and breakups. They live many lives within one, but each pain they face refines them, prepares them, shapes them for what they really came here to do. Cayce believed that God sends them not as conventional leaders, but as catalysts. Where they are, changes happen. People wake up, situations transform, and the most curious thing is that often they don't even know what they are doing. They just follow their intuition, that inner voice that never shuts up, even when the world screams otherwise. This intuition is the compass of the spirit. It is the divine code operating silently. If you are listening carefully to this, perhaps you are already feeling that something in you is being touched, a type of memory that does not come from the mind but from the soul, as if the words were peeling back layers of forgetfulness, as if a gentle presence was approaching, whispering, "You are on the path, you are not alone." And it is precisely this feeling that confirms that you are among those who have been called. But be careful, the signs are not visible to those who live in distraction. They reveal themselves to those who are awake. And maybe that's why you're only now hearing this. Because only now are you ready. Because everything that came before, the mistakes, the successes, the losses, the silences, were part of the process. They were like steps that brought you to this exact moment. Have no doubt about that. Your soul's timing is perfect. And that is why, before I reveal the three signs that Cayce pointed to as instruments of divine will, I need you to affirm their presence. Not for me, not out of ego, but for yourself, for your soul, for this spiritual frequency that is manifesting right now at this very moment. Write your sign in the comments. Write if you have ever felt like you were protected by something invisible, if you have ever had revealing dreams, if you've ever escaped something that didn't make sense, if you've ever heard a silent voice saying, "It's not the end yet," and if you feel in some way that this video is speaking to you directly, as if every word were a confirmation of what you always knew but never had the courage to say out loud, then comment, "I feel this calling." Or if you prefer something deeper, write, "My mission is awakening." These words are not just sentences typed on a screen. They are vibrational statements. They tell the universe that you are paying attention, that you are open, that you are ready to remember what your soul promised before you were even born. Now write, leave your energy registered, because what comes next won't just be a revelation. It will be the beginning of something that perhaps you have been waiting for your entire lives. According to Edgar Cayce, the prophet who saw beyond time, each soul carries a unique code, a kind of energetic signature that determines its journey, its challenges, and most importantly, its spiritual mission. Cayce believed that even before we are born, we carry within us a sacred calling. We are not born empty. We are born programmed with specific experiences, scheduled meetings, transformative pains, and spiritual signs that are revealed throughout life. But within this immense universe of souls and destinies, Cayce pointed out something even more intriguing. 3 specific signs that have a direct connection with the higher plane. They are not better signs, nor more powerful in the common sense. They are, in fact, living spiritual antennas, incarnate portals, those between worlds. These 3 signs were not sent at random. They were chosen to sustain very high spiritual frequencies in times of collective collapse, confusion, and forgetfulness. One of them carries the gift of healing, not only physical healing but emotional, energetic, ancestral healing, a gift that acts silently but deeply, touching people without even realizing that they are being restored just by being close. The second sign's mission is to awaken, activate dormant consciences, provoke reflections, break old mental patterns, and open space for new ways of seeing life, the spirit, time. This sign is like a cosmic clarion that reverberates wherever it goes. And the third was sent to protect. He guards the invisible, sustains the portals, keeps the spiritual memory of the earth alive. This sign acts as a shield. It is discreet, but absolutely impenetrable when aligned with your divine essence. Cayce stated that these three signs do not incarnate together by chance. When they appear in greater numbers in a given generation, it is a sign that the world is going through a profound transition. And look, we are living in one of those moments right now. Everything is accelerated. The pains are more intense, the ruptures more frequent, the questions deeper. But along with this, the signs are clearer. The synchronicity is becoming almost impossible to ignore. Numbers that repeat themselves, dreams that connect, encounters that change destinies. Do you feel this too? If so, it is because you are beginning to enter the same frequency as those souls who have come to support the invisible spiritual plane. These three signs have an unusual sensitivity. Sometimes they are called too intense, difficult to understand, complicated, or even inconstant. But what few people understand is that they are, all the time, dealing with much deeper layers of reality. They capture energies, feel emotions that are not just theirs, carry memories that come from before birth. Many of them spend their lives trying to understand why they can't be like others. Why do they feel so much, dream so much, sense so much? And the answer is clear, because they were shaped to do so. Edgar Cayce said that when a soul accepts to incarnate with this elevated spiritual mission, he does not just receive gifts, she also inherits challenges. After all, the bigger the light, the greater the responsibility of keeping it on. These signs, therefore, go through trials from an early age, lives marked by losses, abrupt changes, ruptures with comfort. This is not punishment, it is spiritual training, a deep reflection of the soul. It is as if the universe was, all the time, forging in them an invisible force that will be essential to accomplish what they came to do. And the most beautiful thing of all this, even without consciously knowing it, they continue. Even though they are injured, they continue. Even without support, they continue. Because there's something inside them that just won't let them give up. And maybe you, who are here listening to all this, have already experienced exactly this feeling. Perhaps you have already had the impression that you carry something inside you that has not yet been fully revealed, something that burns in silence, waiting for the right moment to emerge. And perhaps that moment is beginning now. When Cayce spoke of these signs, he said that they are souls whose presence affects the environment, people who change the energy of a place just by being there, that accelerate healing processes, provoke revelations, bring prophetic dreams, create fields of spiritual protection around you. Sometimes these souls don't even know what they are carrying. They just feel that they are different, that they have something. And many get lost trying to fit in, when in fact they were made to guide. They were made to be the exception, not the rule. These words, therefore, are not just a description of signs. They are a mirror, a calling, a reminder of who you may have been in other lives, and who you are being asked to remember now. If Cayce's words touch you, it's because there's a real resonance happening. This is not just content, it is living energy, echoing within you at this very moment. So now I want you to take a deep breath. Feel what is vibrating inside. And if, at any point in this video, you felt some part of you react, if you had goosebumps, tears, a sense of déjà vu, or just that silent certainty that you're hearing something you already knew, write it down. Don't hold back. Don't let this moment pass without registering your presence. Here, comment what you felt, write your sign, and if you want to seal this connection with something deeper, type, "I recognize my spiritual code," or "In, I carry the mission of my sign." Your words will echo, your vibration will be felt, and maybe, just maybe, you will inspire someone who is also awakening right now. According to Edgar Cayce, each soul incarnated on this material plane carries within itself a code, a type of sacred record that surpasses common understanding. It's not just personality, it's not just temperament. It is something deeper, more ancient, that carries memories, spiritual pacts, and purposes that precede even birth. Cayce said that this code is activated throughout life through events that seem random, but are actually part of a cosmic script perfectly designed to awaken who we really are. And when we talk about this code, we are also talking about the connection that exists between our spirit and the moment we were born, the sign that accompanies us, the vibration of the sky at that exact moment, the spiritual configuration that shaped the beginning of our mission here on Earth. But Cayce went further. In his readings, he identified something that few had the courage to say. 3 signs, among the 12 of the zodiac, have a direct connection with the higher plane. It's not that the other signs aren't spiritual. That's not it. The difference is that these 3 came with a collective task. They do not incarnate just to learn, but to teach. You are not just here to live, but to anchor very specific spiritual energies. They are souls sent with a sacred purpose, to protect, heal, and awaken, and each of them represents one of these functions in essence. These signs were strategically positioned on Earth in critical times for humanity, moments in which spiritual forgetfulness took over, in which people began to live automatically, in which the ego became more important than the soul, and in which pain spread like an invisible virus. These times, old souls begin to incarnate in greater numbers. They come with a type of vibrational key that, even without realizing it, influences everything around them. A gesture, a word, a simple look, everything can contain codes of healing, revelation, or protection. The first of these signs carries within itself the mission to heal, but it's not just any kind of cure. It is a healing that spans generations, that goes beyond the physical body. This soul has a natural ability to accept the pain of others, to feel before the other speaks, to touch wounds that no one sees. Often, this person doesn't even know how to do it. It just happens. People get closer, confide their pain, cry, relieve themselves, and they leave transformed. It's as if the energy of this sign was an invisible balm that dissolves what others carry in silence. Cayce said that these healing souls do not come into the world with armor, but with exposed hearts, and that's why they feel so much, because they need to delve into the pain to understand how to heal it. The second sign chosen is the one that awakens. He bothers. It breaks patterns. He arrives in places like lightning, provoking questions that take people out of their comfort zone. This sign has a quick mind, sharp intuition, and a presence that defies the obvious. Often misunderstood, it is called rebellious, exaggerated, too different. But what no one realizes is that this exaggeration is the soul's attempt to scream inside the body. Wake up. Cayce stated that spiritual awakeners are souls that have lived many existences. That's why they're in a hurry. They know they can't waste time. They know that illusion is seductive, and that's why they do everything they can to break it, even if it comes at the cost of relationships, stability, or social acceptance. And the third sign, perhaps the quietest, but no less powerful, is the one that protects. This soul is a guardian. He feels when the environment is charged. He notices the approach of people with dubious intentions. He instinctively moves away from situations that threaten his spiritual integrity. And at the same time, when he loves, he protects with the strength of 1,000 armies. Cayce said that these souls were shaped in parallel realities, where they learned to fight not with swords but with light. They are souls that sustain the vibration of entire environments. When they are well, everyone around them feels peace. When they are bad, the environment collapses. They are at the same time shield and mirror. These 3 signs, therefore, did not come into the world just to exist. They came to maintain the spiritual balance of the earth. They are instruments of God disguised as ordinary people, and most of them have no idea what they are carrying. They feel out of place, too intense, too sensitive, different. They try to fit in, normalize themselves, but the more they try, the more they suffer, because the soul that was sent with a divine mission cannot bear to live in lies. And no matter how much they try to follow what everyone else follows, something inside them always rebels. It always breaks. It always implodes, until they awaken to who they truly are. And now I ask you, While you were listening to this, in which part of your body did you feel a shiver? When did your heart beat faster? Which of these descriptions did you see yourself in? Maybe you are the healer, maybe the alarm clock, or maybe the protector, or maybe it's, here I to remind someone close to who they are too. Regardless if these words touched something inside you, I invite you to register your presence. Comment below, write your sign, write what you felt, and if you want to seal this spiritual connection with something deeper, type, I recognize my mission, or I am a soul sent by God. Let the universe see through your words that you are aware of your calling, and stay with me, because now, finally, we're going to reveal who these 3 signs are and why they were chosen to change everything. Scorpio. The name already carries a different vibe. Dense, magnetic, unforgettable. And this is how this soul moves through the world. With intensity, with depth, with a silent strength that few can understand but that everyone feels. When Edgar Cayce referred to Scorpio, he was not talking about a common sign. He spoke of a spiritual archetype, the transmuter, he who dives into darkness to find the light, who goes through pain, chaos, collapse, not to destroy himself, but to be reborn even stronger. Scorpios are like human phoenixes. They carry within themselves the ability to regenerate what already seemed condemned, but the price for this is high. They don't live on the surface. They are forced to visit abysses that few would endure, and it is precisely in these hidden places that they find their greatest power. Scorpio has a silent pact with the invisible. He feels the lies in the air. He captures the intentions between the lines, and even when he is silent, he observes everything. Cayce said that where there is destruction, a Scorpio will emerge to guide rebirth. Because he understands the value of falling like no one else, he knows that symbolic death is necessary for the soul to evolve. And that's why many Scorpio people go through profound ruptures, relationships that fall apart, painful new beginnings, processes of loss that seem unfair. But there is a reason behind all of this. Your souls came to break old patterns, to dissolve false structures, to destroy that which is not true, and only those who have faced their own darkness can guide others to the light. If you are a Scorpio, your pain is a portal, your intensity is a gift, your silence is a shield, and your mission is to awaken the truth even if it scares you. Now let's cross over into a completely different vibration. Aquarium, the messenger of the new heaven. Cayce saw Aquarius as humanity's divine channel, a spirit that does not belong to this time, but that chose to incarnate now to bring ideas, visions, codes that are still beyond the understanding of most. Aquarians are misunderstood from an early age. Many are called cold, eccentric, distant. But what few know is that Aquarius is simply already vibrating in the future. He feels the changes before they begin. He perceives the rupture before the collapse. He sees paths where everyone only sees walls. The Aquarian soul came to break the system, to challenge traditions, to open the eyes of those who live on automatic. Cayce said that Aquarius doesn't just talk the talk. He is an instrument of a higher consciousness that inspires him in silence. That's why so many Aquarians have brilliant ideas, brilliant intuitions, and a unique ability to break with convention. They are living channels of collective transformation. They are portals of spiritual progress. And no matter how much they are accused of being emotionally distant, Aquarius loves humanity in a way that transcends the personal. He vibrates for the collective. He dreams of the good of everyone even if he has to step aside to protect his own frequency. If you are an Aquarius, you are the messenger of the new age. Its presence already carries codes of the future. Your mind is an antenna, and your heart, although silent, beats for the awakening of everyone around you. And then we come to the third force, the most sensitive, the most silent, but perhaps the deepest of all, fish. Pisces. Cayce described Pisceans as souls who came into the world to feel what others cannot. They don't just live, they absorb. They feel the pain of the collective. They carry emotions that are not just theirs, and often they don't even understand why. Since they were little, Pisces have had intense dreams, inexplicable visions, and a sensitivity that borders on the spiritual, and that can be scary. Many try to escape, hide, numb themselves, but sooner or later, something calls them back. Because the Pisces soul did not come into the world to escape, came to heal. Pisces is the balm of the earth. Your mission is not to shout, nor to confront, nor to destroy. It's welcoming. Silently, it's sitting next to other people's pain and transforming it into understanding. It's taking raw suffering and polishing it into compassion. Cayce said that Pisces are like portals between worlds. They have one foot here and one there. Therefore, many of them feel out of place. They have difficulty sticking to the routine, the material, the obvious. Because your soul is the weather, all trying to remember where it came from. And what did she come here to do? If you are a Pisces, you are the invisible healer, the one who acts without applause, what transforms without needing to be seen. Its energy is medicinal. Your heart, even wounded, continues to offer love. These three signs are not here by chance. They were strategically seeded in time, in people like you, to fulfill a greater plan. Scorpio, to transmute. Aquarius, to awaken. Pisces, to heal. Three different forces, three distinct missions, but the same purpose: to raise the consciousness of humanity, each one in their own way, with their pain, their gift, their lonely road, their sharp sensitivity. Maybe you've already felt all of this. Maybe now in this moment I understand why life was the way it was. Why did it hurt so much? Why you never managed to fit in completely? And perhaps this revelation is bringing you a new kind of peace. Because finally something makes sense. Finally the pain fits the purpose. If at any point in this video some part of you reacted, a shiver, a memory, an emotion that came out of nowhere, then write it down. Register your presence here. Write your sign. Write down which of the three missions resonated most with you. And if you want to leave more than a comment, but a spiritual mark, type, "My pain has a purpose," or "I am part of the awakening," or even, "I carry the mission of my sign." This is not just a conversation, it's a calling, and you are already responding. These three signs did not come into the world to have an ordinary life. From birth, something in them moves differently. There is a restlessness that never disappears, a sensitivity that does not fit into the fast pace of society, a perception of the invisible that defies all logic. Scorpio, Aquarius, and Pisces carry within them the essence of something that goes far beyond traditional astrology. They are not just psychological archetypes. They are living manifestations of a higher spiritual architecture. They are conscious pieces within a cosmic board, shaped by profound experiences, guided by intuitions that cannot be explained, protected by invisible forces that only reveal themselves in moments of true darkness. They are souls who, without even knowing it, were programmed to feel what the world ignores, see what most do not see, and endure what many could not handle. Every pain faced, every unexpected break, every silence they went through had a reason. Nothing was random. Nothing was in vain. The pain, which at many times seemed unfair, was part of the process. It was the fire that polished, the weight that strengthened, the shadow that prepared for the light. No matter how many times these signs have been judged as exaggerated, dramatic, intense, detached, cold, or too sensitive, within each judgment there has always been a misreading. Because what inhabits these souls cannot be interpreted with ordinary eyes. You have to look with the eyes of your soul. Cayce knew this. He spoke of people who would often be rejected for their difference, their depth, their complexity. But sooner or later, they would be called back to their center. Because anyone born with a mission cannot live as if they didn't have one. You may even try to follow the world's standards, hide behind routines, silence your gifts for fear of rejection. But there comes a time when all of this falls apart, and the call begins to scream. Sometimes this calling comes through a powerful dream. Sometimes it comes in the form of a crisis, loss, or a new beginning. In other cases, it is through a simple sentence, an unexpected encounter, a video that appears at the exact moment. And at that moment everything changes. The soul begins to awaken, start to remember, and what was once pain now becomes direction. Scorpio begins to understand that his dive into emotional depths was not weakness, but part of training to deal with dense energies, other people's shadows, hidden truths. Aquarius realizes that his accelerated mind, his ideas out of time, his constant feeling of displacement, were always signs that he did not come to repeat, but to innovate. And Pisces, the silent healer, begins to accept that their extreme sensitivity, which has so often been mistaken for weakness, is actually the bridge between heaven and earth. It is the antenna that picks up what needs healing, even if no one notices. These signs form a spiritual triad that operates on subtle levels. They don't need the spotlight or recognition. Your mission is not about ego, it's about frequency. They act in the invisible, behind the scenes, between the lines of existence, and even when they are tired, hurt, discredited, they continue, because something inside them moves them, a silent strength that doesn't let them give up. It's as if they know, even without knowing it, that they are supporting something bigger, something that you don't see with your eyes but that you feel with your soul. Dust. Therefore, when you encounter one of these people on your path, look deeper. Maybe she's that friend who always listens to everyone, but never talks about herself. Maybe it's that relative who seems to live in the world of the moon, but who always knows what's coming. Maybe it's you, who feels like he carries baggage that he doesn't understand, who lives questioning his purpose, who has recurring dreams, intense perceptions, intuitions that are confirmed. And if that's you, then now is the time to stop hiding. These three signs were not made to live in a crowd, lost, silent, fragmented. They came to be bridges, to connect people to something bigger, to hold the hand of those on the edge of the abyss, to say, even in silence, that there is still hope, that there is still meaning, that there is still light. And even if no one understands them, even if they often feel alone, strange, out of place, they need to remember a profound truth. Their loneliness is not a mistake. It's a sign, because every soul sent by God goes through a time of isolation. It is in silence that the channel opens. It is in sacred solitude that the Spirit hears the call clearly. If you recognize yourself in any of these words, if at any point you felt that this video was speaking directly to you, even without knowing you, then know, this is no coincidence. This is synchronicity, and now it's your turn to actively participate in this spiritual current. Write your sign here in the comments. Write down what you felt as you heard these revelations. And if you want to seal this moment as an activation portal, type, "I recognize my spiritual mission," or "My soul carries a divine purpose." His words vibrate, your energy adds up, and perhaps upon reading your comment, another soul will recognize themselves, and the cycle continues. And now that your soul has been touched, now that every word spoken so far has reverberated somewhere you may not have even known existed, we need to seal that connection. Because what was awakened in this video cannot just be heard and forgotten. It's like a seed that only germinates when it finds fertile soil. And this solo is your conscious choice to affirm, yes, this touches me, this passes through me, this reveals to me something that I have always felt, but couldn't name. This confirmation needs to come from within you. It needs to be registered. It needs to be expressed, not out of vanity, not as a simple comment, but for a greater reason, to make the invisible visible. Make your vibration an active part of this spiritual current. Each person who writes, who shares what they felt, who declares what they noticed is not just interacting with content. You are responding to a call. It's telling the universe, I heard, I saw, I recognize, and in that recognition, something activates. Because, spiritually speaking, when you recognize who you are, you begin to remember why you came. And when you remember why you came, life begins to change, because it stops being a cycle of survival and becomes a cycle of manifestation, a real cycle, a cycle of expansion of consciousness. You've spent too much time trying to fit in, trying to please, trying to be what they expected. Perhaps you have silenced your visions, your intuitions, your sensations, for fear of being called crazy, strange, too intense, too sensitive. Perhaps he hid his light so as not to overshadow those who have not yet learned to shine. But now, at this moment, faced with this truth that Cayce left on record, you are being asked to come out of hiding, to stop apologizing for being who you are, to accept that you were chosen, not to be greater but to be a bridge, to be a channel, to be an active presence of spirituality in the world. And that's why your gesture now matters. When you write down what you felt, you anchor that vibration. You step out of passivity and into the frequency of conscious action. You transform what was just a sensation into a symbol, a spiritual seal, an energetic brand that will vibrate beyond words, Because someone will read what you wrote and will recognize themselves. Someone will see your courage to comment and will allow themselves to feel it too. And so, you become part of something bigger, part of a network of awakened souls who have been called for a long time, but have now decided to answer. And it doesn't matter if this is your first contact with this truth. It doesn't matter if you don't understand everything clearly yet. What matters is that something in you responded, something moved, something has been activated, and this activation needs to be honored, not with explanations, not with justifications, but with presence, with intention. Truly, if you felt emotional at any point, if you felt chills, if you remembered remarkable spiritual experiences, if you cried without understanding why, that is already an answer. This is already a sign. And in this spiritual space that we created together, you can leave this sign recorded, like a lighthouse, like a point of light in the middle of the school digital darkness, as a reminder that there are people just like you who are awakening and are no longer alone. Therefore, if you felt that this video spoke to you, comment now, "I accept my essence," or "I carry this divine energy." These phrases are not just typed words. They are spiritual statements. They are vibrational seals. These are recognition codes. And as you write, you are saying to yourself, to the universe, and to the invisible forces that guide you, "I remember who I am." If you want to record even more, share an experience that marked your spiritual journey, a prophetic dream, a moment of divine protection, a sign you received and never forgot. Every story has a power. Each share is a beacon for those who are still walking in the dark. And if you felt the vibration of this video, if something inside you felt different after listening to this message, then like it. This simple gesture carries energy. It helps spread this frequency to more people. Take this message to other souls who may be waiting for exactly this to awaken. And if, upon hearing all this, someone came to mind, someone you know carries this sensitivity, this weight, this mission, but maybe you haven't remembered yet, send this video, share, be the link that activates another soul. Because this here is not just a video, it is a portal of consciousness. And every time someone crosses that portal, the world changes a little more. If you felt something profound here, it wasn't by chance, and you know it. Because when something vibrates inside so intensely, when words speak directly to the soul, when the body responds with goosebumps, sighs, and that strange feeling that someone finally put into words what I've always felt, then there's no denying it. There's something happening. Something invisible but extremely real. Something that touches layers of being that not even you can explain. And that's why you're here. Still here. With me. Because somehow you know this is more than a video. It's more than content. It's a message. And not just anyone. A tailor-made message to touch souls that are already awakening, but have not yet understood the size of the mission they carry. Have you ever noticed that there is something moving in the world? Something that seems to push people inside themselves, that makes old cycles collapse, that transforms relationships, that turns life upside down. And even if it seems like chaos, it's all part of a great spiritual alignment. The planet is changing. Earth's vibrational frequency is rising. And to sustain this new vibration, new consciousnesses are being activated. Old souls are awakening. Spiritual codes are being decoded through dreams, pain, encounters, signs, and even words like the ones you are hearing now. This is all part of a big plan, a plan that was not created by men but by a divine intelligence that acts silently and precisely. And you, who are here, listening to every detail, are part of this. Perhaps you have felt that throughout your life, certain things have happened differently to you. Maybe you were that person who always saw what no one else saw, who dreamed of what happened next, who felt what others tried to hide, which was affected by environments, by people, by vibrations. Maybe I tried to ignore all of this. Maybe you tried to fit into a common life with common habits in a limited reality, but your soul never let you forget. There was always discomfort, an emptiness, a longing for something that you didn't know what it was, but that now, perhaps, is beginning to reveal itself more clearly. And this is just the beginning, because what has been said so far has opened a portal of remembrance, an alignment portal. And this portal will continue to open in the next videos, because the spiritual journey doesn't happen all at once. It happens in layers. Each new piece of information unlocks a new perception. Each new revelation activates a new part of your consciousness. And if today you discovered that there are signs chosen to heal, protect, and awaken, in the next step of our journey, you will discover the signs that carry out their powerful spiritual alerts. These signs were also marked, but with a different purpose, to deal with challenging spiritual forces. Forces that need to be understood, channeled, transformed. And perhaps by hearing about these signs you will recognize yourself even more. Maybe you understand why certain things always seem to go wrong, why some pain never went away, why certain people always walked away, and above all, why did you always have the feeling that your energy was different, intense, complex, but extremely necessary? The next video will talk about this, on the signs that were born with the mission of carrying alerts, warnings, and codes of spiritual protection for themselves and others. These are not easy signs. They are challenging. They require maturity, awareness, spiritual discipline, but they are absolutely essential at this time on the planet. Because where there is shadow, there must also be a lighthouse. And these signs were made to illuminate what no one else wants to see. So if you've come this far feeling your heart racing, your body light, your mind silent, and your soul moving, then you know you need to keep going. You know you can't stop here. Because each new discovery about yourself is a key that opens a new portal, and we still have many portals to go through together. Now, if you haven't signed up yet, do so now. Not out of obligation, but out of recognition. Because if this video touched you, it's a sign that the next ones will too, and you won't want to miss any part of this journey. Sign up to follow me on this trail of spiritual revelations, and turn on notifications, because what comes next isn't just content. It's part of a collective awakening process that you're already participating in. And if at any point you saw yourself in the words that were said here, if some phrase made you stop, take a deep breath and think, "This is about me," then write in the comments what you felt. Write your sign. Write a sentence that symbolizes your current moment. It could be, "I accept my essence," "My soul is awakening," or "I am part of the Earth's spiritual awakening." Write truthfully. Write like a ritual, because this comment will be more than a record. It will be an energetic echo that will reach those in need. And perhaps, by reading your comment, another soul will awaken. And so, together, we expand this spiritual network, one word at a time, a vibration of each heart that decides to remember who it really is. If you've stayed with me this far, that says everything about your soul. Not everyone can stay until the end of content like this. Intense, deep, full of spiritual truths that touch where most prefer not to look. But you stayed, you felt it, you allowed the message to enter. And so, now it's time to consciously seal this connection. If you are not yet registered, click sign up. Now, here, each video is a part of a spiritual process, a calling, a portal of awakening, and you are part of it. By subscribing, you not only follow the next revelations, you commit to your own journey. And since you've reached the end, I want to propose something. Write in the comments the phrase, "I am one of those who remember." This phrase is a spiritual code. It shows that you not only heard, but acknowledged. And this creates a powerful vibration field. By leaving this comment, you inspire other souls to also recognize themselves. Don't forget to leave your like mar now. This helps this message reach exactly who needs to hear it. Perhaps someone who is lost, looking for meaning, and who will find their answer in this video. And to close with a flourish, now that you have this energy activated, don't stop here. There is already a next video appearing here on the left side of the screen. Click on it. In it, you will discover which signs carry deep spiritual warnings, and perhaps you are among them. Go there. The journey doesn't end here. She's just getting started.